continued to push his own agenda, acting as if my thoughts and feelings didn't matter. "This house is mine," I reminded him. "My father gave it to me. You can't just decide to give it away. You're being too emotional. It's just a house," he said coldly. "Ellie is coming back soon, and I've already told her this house is hers. It's too late to take it back now." His words felt like a slap across the face. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. How could he promise something that wasn't his to give, and without even asking me? "I wasn't even consulted," I said quietly. "You decided all of this on your own. You're always complaining. Why can't you be more understanding?" He snapped. "Just do as I say. You get to live a comfortable life because of me." I couldn't hold back anymore. "Enough," I shouted. "You've crossed the line. This house is precious to me. It belonged to my father. How could you treat it like it's yours to give away?" Furious, my husband stormed out of the room, slamming the door behind him. I was left alone, trembling. Tears poured down my face. I had never felt so disrespected, so betrayed. Over the next few days, he kept sending messages, asking if I had calmed down. Each time, I replied firmly that I had no intention of giving up the house. Then, one evening, he called. "Emily, when will you come back and live with me?" he asked. "I'm not coming back," I said. "Stop nagging. I've told you already, we're moving in with my mother, and Ellie gets that house. I've said it before, I won't live with Mary, and I won't hand over my father's house to Ellie." "Stop being selfish," he shouted. "She'll be back this week. We're out of time." "Why should I give up something that belongs to me?" I asked. "Just because you and your family want it?" My husband sighed deeply. "If you can't listen to me, then let's divorce. Hand over the house to Ellie and leave by tomorrow." That was the moment I stopped loving him. Using divorce as a threat to get what he wanted, without even considering how I felt, was unforgivable. He continued with a smug tone. "If you don't leave by tomorrow, I'll really divorce you. You don't have a choice. What will you do as a housewife if you get divorced? You can't survive without me." "I get it," I said calmly. "Don't worry, I'll move." "Good," he replied confidently. "My mother's looking forward to straightening you out." He hung up, assuming I would do as he ordered. But instead of breaking down, I made a decision. I called my father and told him everything. The next day, with his help, I packed my bags and left for my parents' countryside home. When my husband called later, I told him I'd already moved. "What? What do you mean?" he asked, panicked. "I moved. I did as you said." "You moved out of the house? Where are you now?" "At my parents' rural home." He paused, and then said with a sigh of relief, "That's fine, as long as I can give the house to Ellie. It doesn't matter where you go." "Then buy it," I said simply. "What?" "If you want to give that house to Ellie, buy it. It's worth $330,000. "You're joking." "I'm not." The house was still in my father's name. I asked him to sell it. He agreed and put it on the market. "Why would you do this without telling me? This is unforgivable," he shouted. "I don't need your approval. We're getting divorced anyway. I'm done being treated like this. You'll regret this. You're just a housewife. You don't even have an income. I'd rather struggle alone than keep living like this." "You don't understand. Ellie is our last hope. We're relying on her money. I told you. If she's that rich, she can afford to buy the house. It's on sale for $330,000. If not, too bad." "This wasn't the deal," he shouted. "Ellie was expecting to live there for free." "Then she'll be disappointed," I said, just like I was, "when you betrayed me." "Let's calm down and talk," he said suddenly, clearly rattled. "I am calm. You're the one panicking. You don't mean this. You can't really want a divorce." "I do. You showed me who you really are. I won't be controlled anymore." "And what about us?" "There is no us. Go live with your mother. I'm done." I hung up, blocking his number immediately after. Then, I contacted a lawyer and filed for divorce. Eventually, the divorce was finalized. The court sided with me, and he was ordered to pay alimony. Ellie never got the house. She stormed off overseas again, furious about the broken promise. As for John, he's still living with Mary, struggling to make ends meet. His grand plan to depend on Ellie fell apart. Meanwhile, I've rebuilt my life. I now live in peace in the countryside with my parents. A kind neighbor helped me find a clerical job at a small local company. It's not glamorous, but the salary is enough for me to live comfortably and independently. Most importantly, I'm surrounded by love and respect. I plan to stay here and take care of my parents, just as they've always taken care of me. I've found freedom, and I'll never let anyone take that from me again. Eventually, I couldn't stay calm anymore. I was furious. My husband had been treating me like I was nothing, like I didn't have a voice in anything. One evening, we were arguing again. "Can't you be a little more thoughtful?" he yelled. "You're able to live the life you have because of me, so just do what I say." I was shaking with anger. "This isn't funny anymore," I said. "This house is precious to me. It belonged to my father. Why should I give it to Ellie?" He looked at me like I was the one being unreasonable. "That house is wasted on you. I already told Ellie she could have it. It's too late to change that now." "You didn't even ask me," I cried. "You made this decision by yourself. I can't accept this." "You're always complaining," he snapped back. "I'm going to my mother's for a while." He slammed the door and left, leaving me alone in the room. I sat there in silence, tears rolling down my cheeks. I couldn't understand why he did this to me, how he could give away the house that my father left me, without even asking. The days that followed were painful. My husband kept sending me messages, asking if I had calmed down and telling me to come back soon. Every time, I told him no, I didn't agree with what he was doing, and I wasn't going to change my mind. Then one day, he called me. What he said shocked me. "Emily, when are you coming back to live with me?" I took a deep breath. "Stop asking. I've told you already, I will not live with your mother. I'm not moving in there, and I'm not giving this house to Ellie." "You're being selfish," he shouted. "Ellie might be coming back this week. There's no time to waste. Why should I give up the house I inherited from my father? This was never your decision to make." "You're making my mother angry," he warned. "And you're ignoring my feelings," I said. "I'm at the end of my rope." He let out a long sigh. Then he said the words that changed everything for me. "If you won't listen to me, then fine, let's get a divorce, give the house to Ellie, and leave by tomorrow." My heart froze. At that moment, something inside me broke. I didn't love him anymore. Using divorce as a threat just to get what he wanted, without any care for how I felt, was too much. I couldn't forgive him. Then he added, in a smug, cold voice, "If you don't leave by tomorrow, I'll really go through with the divorce. You don't have a choice. What can a housewife like you do without me? You'll never survive." "I get it," I said quietly. "Good," he said, "move out. My mother is excited to teach you a lesson." He hung up, sounding so sure that I'd do exactly as he said. But he was wrong. After that call, I made up my mind. I called my father and told him everything. We came up with a plan. The next morning, I started packing. My father helped me move to my parents' house in the countryside. Everything was ready. Later that day, my husband called again. "By the way," he asked, "when exactly is Ellie coming back?" "Tomorrow," he said. "Why are you so curious?" "She's made a lot of money from investing, hasn't she?" He paused. "Yeah, I guess. That's why we wanted to give her that house. Maybe she could help us out financially." "Well, I already moved out," I told him. "What? What do you mean?" "I moved out. Isn't that what you wanted?" You really moved. Where are you now?" "I'm living at my parents' house, in the countryside." He sounded confused. "You could have told me, but that's fine, as long as I can give the house to Ellie." "You'll need to buy it," I said. "Buy it? What are you talking about?" "The house is worth $330,000. If Ellie wants it, she can buy it." "You're joking." "I'm not. The house was still under my father's name. I asked him to sell it. He agreed and it's now on the market for $330,000. He exploded. "You did all of this behind my back. This is unforgivable." "I don't need your permission," I said calmly. "We're divorcing anyway. I don't care what you think." "You're just a housewife," he yelled. "How will you survive without me?" "I'd rather struggle on my own than be treated like this." He started to panic. "Ellie's coming soon. I told you, we're depending on her money." "Then let her buy the house. That's the only way." "She can't afford that much." "Well, then I guess she can't have it." He went silent. I could feel his anger, his frustration, but I didn't care anymore. I said everything I had been holding in. "I'm done with you. You thought I'd cave if you threatened me? That being a housewife meant I was powerless? You were wrong. I'm free now." He tried to calm me down. "Let's talk this through." "I am calm. You're the one who's panicking. Stay with your mother if you want, I want nothing more to do with either of you. Then I shouted, loud enough for the neighbors to hear, "Go live with your precious mama, you two deserve each other." And with that, I hung up the phone and blocked his number. I called a lawyer the same day and started the divorce process. It took some time, but eventually, the divorce was finalized. The court ruled in my favor. He now has to pay me alimony. He's still living in that apartment with Mary, struggling with bills. Ellie didn't get the house, and she was furious. She said the deal was broken and went back overseas, disappointed and angry. His plan had failed. He thought Ellie would help him out financially if she got the house. Now, they're stuck. No house, no help, and a lot of debt. As for me, I'm living a peaceful life with my parents. I found a small clerical job through a kind neighbor. The pay is modest, but it's enough. I'm earning my own money, on my own terms. Most importantly, I'm surrounded by people who love and respect me. I plan to stay here for a while, take care of my parents, and finally live a life where I decide what happens next.